he cut to 31-30, and I think Christyn scored 9 straight, hit a 3, and then a couple backdoor layups. I mean, is that growth in her game that she took over when you guys needed someone to step up, so to speak?
Yeah. Christyn's been, over a 4-year period. When she's good, she's really, really, really good. And we're trying to get her to be consistent enough where she's like that more often. And I'm glad that there wasn't staying around and watch Paige play. Sometimes people think that, that's what we are. And don't get me wrong. I mean, it's fun watching her play like in the third quarter, but we have to have a team where we can go in a lot of different directions to try to get our points. And if we can get Christyn to be like that, obviously it's not going to be like that every single night, but if we can get that most nights, then we're going to be a really tough team to play against. He's had 2 great games. We've only played 2, and she's played great in both of them. And for me, that's what you want from your upperclassmen to do, to be able to set an example and know that that there isn't anything that happens in the game that they can't handle. And to me, that's what leadership is. It's not rah, 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 hey, do this, hey, do that. It's when we need a bucket, you get a bucket. When we need a stop, you get a stop. When we need a rebound, you get a rebound. And, he's been doing that now consistently both games. So that bodes well going forward.
You getting to the basket as often as you did, is that you coming into this game with a concerted effort to make that happen, or was that more just a product of reading what's available as the game starts to play out?
Well, I think that's just a huge part of my game that I'm getting back to. Coaches always told me about being aggressive every day in practice. So I literally just did what I do every day in practice. I was successful.
When you're able to get to the basket more, it looks like your 3 ball is also falling really well today too. Does it help just to not put as much pressure on the 3-point shooting when you are able to just find success in the basket?
Yes. Me getting to the basket kind of gets me into my groove. And then everything flows after that. So just getting to the basket and being aggressive from the start of the game is a huge emphasis for me.
What are your thoughts on how Christyn affected the game, just getting downhill into the basket time and again?
She was amazing today. Just getting to the basket, being aggressive. She was making every right read that could have been made. Asserting herself, just being aggressive, like I said, getting to the free throw line, knocking down shots. And as Coach said, that's what we need, especially from older guys. And for us to set the tone, especially. So she did a tremendous job today.
Evina, what are your general thoughts on how this played out? You charged out ahead 20-5 and then had to push them back.
I think how we came out the second half was what we should have been doing, what we should have done the first half. Our energy was different. Our defensive effort was different. So, we had a good couple minutes to start of the game, and then we just kind of dropped. So definitely being who we are, we can't have that happen. Every team is going to have their best game against us, and they had 9 threes in the first half. But I think we did a really good job coming out the second half and making an emphasis and stops on what we needed to make stops on.
We probably don't run enough plays for Paige because it would be too easy for us to just, let's run a play for Paige. Let's run a play for Paige. Let's run a play for Paige. I think everybody else would get a little bit like, why? There's more to basketball than that, right? So I want everybody to touch the ball. I want everybody to move without the ball. I want people to get an opportunity to do what they're good at. Doesn't take necessarily running plays to get Christyn to score points or E to score points. We want to run a play to post up one of these guys like we did with Christyn one time. Yeah, we'll do that. But for the most part, the way you get better in March is to prepare for March. And you're not going to be able to run plays for one person come March. You're not going to be able to run plays for anybody come March. Anybody that's any good defensively is going to blow up every play you try to run. So the sooner you learn how to play where you're just playing, it might look ugly at times. It might look disjointed, and doesn't always look pretty. But as the days and weeks and months go on, come NCAA tournament time, it does look pretty. And it is effective.